Where I used to live when I was on the fire department, there was this zoo that you drove through,
Okay, that was my next thing. Yes, yes, tell it.
and I remember me and my friend and my wife, we were dating at the time, and we went there as a double date, whatever. A bunch of our friends, we went through that thing, and they had it all decorated for Christmas. That was pretty neat. You go by the lion cage and you see a bunch of animals.
Yeah. Um, we went to, my dad took us on a trip to see Mount Rushmore and all kinds of other stuff out there towards that way. And one of the places on the way back we went to was, we went to Reptile Gardens. We definitely went there, but we also went to Bear Country. And that's where you can literally drive through all the bear enclosures and the reindeer enclosures and the wolves and everything.
You don't have the DeLorean?
I
I
have two DeLoreans, but I need the next one.
Oh, the Speed Champ one that's coming out
Yes.
for somebody who don't like cars.
Well, that's false. I love cars. I told you I wanted to be a mechanic when I was younger, and I was a Fast and Furious girl in high school.
Oh, wait, that was Dina that don't like Lego
Yeah,
cars.
I don't really care much for the Lego cars either. Like, I'm not a Speed Champs girl, but a classic like the DeLorean from the Back to the Future, I think that's just what that is the classic. I don't necessarily think of it like as a car. So now that I have the tiny one and the big one, the Speed Champs is going to be the one that fills in the middle, and I'll have a medium sized one. So
Yeah.
now I didn't watch scary movies for a good like 15 years of my life after seeing The Ring. I used to watch The Ring all the time with my sister until it scared me out of watching scary movies.
Mhm.
But then my boyfriend, he is a cinematographer and he works on a lot of film sets, and I've gotten to go to some of those, and one of them was scary and it was being filmed at night, and I just realized it was really just all makeup and good acting. So if you tell yourself that, then you can maybe watch some more. I did once, and I will tell you this nice little story. I love this one because it has my dad in it. So we went to Niagara Falls when I was 16 on a family vacation over the summertime. And they have a bunch of stuff in the little town near the falls. So tourists have things to do, like they have Ripley's Believe It or Not and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and they had a haunted house. So we did that because my mom loves scary stuff. And of course, they have you walking down dark corridors and stuff in the house, and the corridors are narrow enough where you kind of got to do it in a single file line. So I remember that it was my little brother and my mom in the very front. Like my mom was walking with her hands on my little brother's shoulders, but like he was technically first, my little baby brother. Which is kind of it's crazy to me now, but it's and then it was my little sister and then it was me, and then my dad was bringing up the rear. Well, I always would think, my dad's super brave. He's not scared of any of this. But at this moment, I realized even though he's a grown man, I think he also gets a little scared. So there was somebody touching or getting close to, because I know they're not allowed to touch you, but my sister who was right in front of me. So I knew something was in the hallway, and I was like, don't touch me, don't touch me, don't touch me. And he like whispered or got close to my ear and he's like, but I want to. And I turned around and I was looking at my dad who was like coming around the corner. And when he came around the corner, he like looked back also because he was had like this fear in him that something was behind him. And I was like, oh, okay, I think we're all scared right now. I don't know who was in that hallway, but they did a very good job at scaring all of us.
See, I have the same kind of story, but
Especially
I
when
sometimes hear noises and I'm like, what is that noise? And I do find myself getting up and looking, seeing where that noise is coming from.
But see, in the Appalachian Mountains, they say if you hear something, you didn't. If you see something, you didn't.
Huh?
And that's the only, okay, I know it sounds weird, but I've watched enough of these, and that's why a spooky story next week will be so fun. But I hear enough of these where I think I understand the logic behind that saying is everything's about vibration. And even our dogs, animals can tell if you're fearful of them because they can
Yeah.
sense your fear, right? So if you're hiking a trail in the Appalachians or you live up there and you think you heard something weird or you think you saw something weird, the best thing for you to do is just assume you didn't hear it and assume you didn't see it. Like you
So
have
you're
to tell your own brain that it really was nothing, because if you are convinced you saw it, you may never come back.
so you're
Right.
telling me it's all in my head.
In your head.
I think you have to tell your head it's all in your head.